is getting the trim for the inside of the windows built. So what I've done is taken my window templates, had the windows cut. Now I'm using this on the opposite side. Just clamping it in, bending it into the radius of the cabin top here. This is that unidirectional plywood, so it bends really nicely. It's actually kind of neat out right now. It was supposed to be like 92, 94 today, but the wildfires blew all this smoke in. It dropped the temperature about 10, 15 degrees. So I just center this up. Nice and tight everywhere. Now I could trace this out, and this gives me the inside cutout of my trim. Okay, now that I have my inside layout of the trim, this is how I get the outside layout. I cut a spacer the same thickness as my trim. And I use it to trace it all out. This will hold nice, even radius around the corner. That's the best way to get you from having that obscure looking radius. Look how nice this is. Real simple. Anyway, so I'll trace these out. Here's another 3 here. 4 windows I'm doing. I'll trace these out today, cut them out in the morning, and these will be my new router templates for the window trim.
Okay, look at this beautiful sunrise in Seattle. Can't beat this view. Good morning, Seattle. Let's get to work.
My project this morning is, now that I've traced all my window trim onto these panels, panels are actually pretty slick. The plywood's made to bend, so I was able to just bow it right up into the hole shape. Trace it out. Now I'm flattening it back out to cut it. So I just use a 3-4 tools here to get this cut out. I use a little skill saw to cut the straight lines, jigsaw to cut the inside corner, and then I use a belt sander to get the outside corner. Then I use a little drum sander just to fine tune this right here. And when they're done, they look like this. So I'm on my last one. All these are templates for a router to guide on to cut these out of synthetic. So got a lot of hours into just making templates, but it sure makes it smooth when it's all said and done.
Another Sunday, another boat project. This is so exciting. But look at the carnage. Jill's working on the window trims for the front, and he's routering. Hello, honey.
Hello.
What's going on?
Well, these are the templates I made. So with these, I was able to router out the window trim out of starboard lumber, 3/4 starboard. Now, I'm easing the edge on this, like I've done these over here. I have to get all the two-sided tape off.
It looks pretty nice. You figured out what side this is on?
Yeah, that's the tricky part. So you need to figure out how it goes. So there's my template. This is window 1. So it goes just like this, up to there. And I want to router the back side, so without mixing it up, I'm going to turn it over.
You're kind of confusing me.
As long as I don't confuse me, I'm good.
Thanks. It's really loud.
Like that. Now my work is done and yours just begins.
You make it seem so easy. Wish I could do that. It looks like fun. Time for me to sweep.
Okay, I am putting the trim on the first 2 windows here. I'm gonna hold off on these. I want to see how it works. I'll do these next 2 windows next. So how I do that, I was using a heat gun, but it didn't work as well as the sun did. I just put these in the sun for 20 minutes and I'm able to bend it right into the radius. It's only 75 degrees out, but this black really absorbs the heat. Look at that. 126 degrees, 127. So what I'll do is I'm just heating these up in the sun, forming them to the hull, and then just putting a small little screw in just to hold it in place while I get the windows in. It'd just be too much to hold the frame, the window, and then drill and set all the screws. So here's the first 2 in. This all I've done is just put a little screw right here. This goes right behind the glass, so it'll have actually a sealant tape and sealer behind it, so it'll all be covered up. But this holds my window trim in place while I'm setting the windows. So this is how I do it. Well, let's do one right now. Those should be plenty warm. Got my tool set up here. Yeah, these are plenty hot. Of course, I made them flat. It goes this way. You see how much I need to bend here. I need to bend that in 1.25 inches. But now that they're heated up, let's get these close. Look how much I need to bend this. Just clamp these in place, let them cool off, and they'll hold their shape. Now why I'm doing this is actually starboard lumber. The hull is all honeycomb composite, which is, sorry, I should have knocked. I knew better. Compass, it's me. Sorry. Go back to bed, buddy. So the hull is honeycomb composite. When you screw into it, it'll actually cave it in. So what I'm doing is putting this starboard lumber behind it, so when I put my window in, I have nice screw holding behind it, and it gives me a nice interior trim piece as well. Compass. I hear you, buddy. So here we go, that's it. Now all I'll do is just countersink a little set screw to hold the frame in place and go on to the last one. This was unexpected. A little marine layer came in overnight. Usually not a big deal, but when you have all the windows out of the boat, you get this. So I woke up to a little bit of a mess. Hopefully this burns off soon. Bit of a situation here. This little bit of marine layer is still coming down pretty good. So it's just running in. So here's how I've handled it. What do you think of this, Emma?
Kind of weird.
I know. Windows are much better than no windows. Look at this. It's crazy. It's just coming in. But I think we got a good grip of it. I think we're catching most of it. What do we do with all this water when we're done? We'll just dump it back in the lake.
But it's fresh water, we can filter it.
We could, and put it in the tanks. Oh, stay in the buckets. Stay in the buckets. This is supposed to be over by now, so, oh, come on. Stay in the buckets.
Really weird.
I know. It's kind of fun. It's like a big game. Rain stopped, sun came out, just like they said. Looking at about 10 days of 70 plus, even 80 plus weather. So we're past the rain. I'll have enough time to get this window project buttoned up. So now it's just clean up all the water. And this is my templates. I had to keep them dry for the next windows. Get these all cut out and let's get this project done.
Hi.
What's going on?
What are you doing?
I am attaching the trim from this side because my screw holes will be covered by the lens once I put it on.
Okay.
So just put some set screws to hold the trim on until we get the polycarbonate on.
And those will be flush.
Yeah, these are flush, and they'll be behind the windows. So
This is so exciting. I know I say exciting all the time, but I really am. It's been 2 months. We haven't had windows.
I know, we're almost there.
I know. There'll be windows we can see through. But you know what's kind of cool is that every time I look at through there now, then I'll be seeing that how much work it took to put this these darn things in. Huh?
Yep, and we're almost there.
Can I do a little dance?
You should.
Yeah.
If you like this episode of Onboard Lifestyle, then give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you want to help support these videos, then check out our Patreon campaign. Now that the salon trim is all in, we can finally get the windows installed on SV Basic. Come back next week to check it out. See you then!